of Motherhood Uncorked. I'm Cortney, your host, and I'm here this week with Amie.
Yes.
So Amie is a wellness educator. So she is here this week to talk to us about a really trending product lately, essential oils. I know, don't turn it off yet. I know that with how aggressively oils have been being marketed to us on social media, people sliding into our inboxes, trying to sell us this stuff, that it's left a little bit of a bad taste in people's mouths.
Yeah, for sure.
But what you might not know is that essential oils are actually a recognized natural health product.
100%.
And there are a lot of celebrity moms who swear by these things. To name a couple, Victoria Beckham, Giselle, Cortney Kardashian, and Queen Mom Rachel Hollis. So there has to be some sort of merit behind them. So I brought in Amie today to get to the bottom of it and to learn how these things can help us and our families.
Yes, thank you so much. That's definitely a super valid point to bring up, and this is just to provide you basic education because we've all seen them, we've all been exposed to them. So I want today to be like a lot of myth busting. I want it to be as simple and easy to understand. There's a lot of like weird lingo and language that are floating around, so I want to make this as easy as possible. And yeah, there are tons of professionals that back this, celebrities, but more importantly, it's not just a trend. Like, this is where wellness is headed, which is really exciting, especially in Canada, because we are leaders in the holistic wellness space compared to a lot of countries. So it's really cool to be able to see that this kind of way of doing life and doing lifestyle and doing holistic wellness is, yeah, it's happening right here.
Perfect. All right, well, in the name of wellness,
yes.
let's get the champagne flowing.
Wonderful. I'm so excited.
All right.
Woo! That was a good one.
Okay.
I'm excited.
This one went good.
Thank you. Cheers. Cheers. Oh, that's great. Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's jump right into
Yeah,
it.
let's go for
Why
it.
don't you start by giving a very brief, because I know there's lots of science and stuff behind it, but a very brief overview about what an essential oil is and how it works.
Perfect. Okay, so essential oils are not just pretty smells. They're not perfume. A lot of people get it mixed up because our generation is so used to growing up with things that smelled pretty, whether it was a plug-in, some kind of melt. Essential oils work a lot differently, but similar in the way that scent impacts our brain. So anytime we smell something in the air, usually we have an instant feeling that comes along with it. It could be positive or negative. That's why certain smells make us happy, certain smells make us sad, or they remind us of a certain memory. So essential oils have the same power to do that, but I would just say on a lot more of an intensified level. So when we look at diffusing an essential oil and how quickly an oil or any other substance gets into our system, it takes approximately 22 seconds from the time you smell a diffused essential oil to have it reach your brain. 22 seconds, that's it. And then from there, if you were to apply an essential oil or really anything on your body, it takes approximately 2 minutes for that oil or whatever you're putting on your body to enter your bloodstream. So a lot of times we don't think about that. If we're using like a regular hand sanitizer, if we're using a lotion or spraying perfume on ourselves, 2 minutes and it's entered our bloodstream. And then the third step is to impact every cell in our entire body. It takes approximately 22 minutes. So 22 seconds, 2 minutes, 22 minutes, and it's impacted every single cell in our body, especially essential oils. So it's really cool and powerful to see just how potent they are and how they're able to distribute themselves in our body. Another cool thing is that essential oils are adaptogenic, which means they go to work in our body, like they know what to do and they know where to go. So we can't really mess it up, which is cool. So if you so if you put an essential oil on some really common points are your wrists, maybe your neck, the bottoms of your feet, when you're doing that, you can't really mess it up. They just know how to work and they know where your body needs that support. Okay. Kind of like, I guess if we're comparing different things, if you were to take something for a headache, you don't have to worry about like where you take it or where you put it. You just swallow it and it goes to work. So kind of similar. You just put it on your body where you know it can be supported and it'll just go to work for you, which is really cool.
Awesome. Okay, so what are some of the most popular essential oils and
okay, well, the biggest like gateway oil for everyone is definitely lavender.
Okay.
So you can get that, oh my goodness, just about anywhere these days. So I would say lavender is a number one oil for most people because it's advertised to a lot of people as helping with sleep and relaxation, and it does.
What other uses does it have besides sleep?
Yes. So lavender is also great for irritation or redness. So a lot of people will use it. I put it in my son's boo-boo roller. So it's just something that I actually have like a little example of one. Not this exact one, but you can put essential oils into something like this and then just roll it directly on the skin safely with a carrier oil, which I can get into later. But lavender has a lot of really great healing properties. It's something that you would want to diffuse in the air if you have allergies or any kind of sensitivities. So lavender is called like the Swiss Army knife of essential oils. So like if you ever don't know if you have a need and you're like, I don't know what to use, when in doubt, just use lavender. You'll be okay.
All right. What else? What other oils are common or very useful?
Okay, so peppermint is another big one, and just about any oil company out there has some form of peppermint. I personally use Young Living, and our peppermint is like one of the biggest examples of why our peppermint smells so amazing. And there's actually been studies on peppermint that show that more than any other essential oil, when you smell it, literally every area of the brain lights up, which is cool because it shows we normally, when we're walking around, we don't function with every area of our brain like ready to go. Right. So peppermint is an amazing oil in the morning. You can use it on its own or add a bit of lemon, and it just it'll literally wake up your brain. So awesome. Peppermint's great for energy. It's great for focus.
Put it in my coffee.
Yeah. Actually, I have a girlfriend that puts it in her coffee grinds. I personally prefer like a spicier oil like nutmeg in my coffee grinds, but there's so many different oil hacks that you can do to help you wake up and get energized and give us, that little extra kick that we need that's maybe beyond caffeine or beyond a little bubbly, that kind of stuff. So another thing about peppermint though that you should know is that it's considered a hot oil. So peppermint, if you've never used it before, you're not going to want to directly put it on your skin because it is very spicy. Think of when you put a piece of peppermint gum in your mouth and you maybe want to sneeze or something like that. So peppermint is quite potent. Yeah, and then since a majority of us here are mamas, peppermint is an oil you don't want around babies and you don't want around kids unless unless they're over 10 years old. Okay. Now, peppermint does have a lot of strong respiratory properties, so if you're sick, it's something really good to help open up your airways. And it's so powerful. The reason why we want to avoid it with kids is actually because it works so well that their little immune systems and their bodies are still developing, so it almost does the work for them. Right. So we don't want to expose kids to it too much because it could either be too harsh for their developing systems or it'll make our systems actually a little bit lazy because the oil kind of does the work for us. So that's just how powerful they are, right? So if you have little ones, I would advise if you need the wake up, grab your bottle of peppermint and smell it directly so that they're not impacted. So if you don't want it in the diffuser, you literally can grab your bottle, undo the cap, and smell it right straight from the bottle. You could put it on like a little diffuser bracelet or something like that. And you could also just diffuse that away from your little ones. So peppermint's
in your bathroom.
Exactly. Perfect. Citrus oils are another group of oils that are very popular. So you've got grapefruit, lemon, bergamot, tons of different citrus options, lime. But one thing that a lot of people don't know about citrus oils as well is that they are photosensitive. So sometimes essential oils get a bad rap because there was a story that went viral a couple summers ago where a woman had put an essential oil, undiluted or anything, on her wrist and on her body. I think it was maybe orange oil. and she went to a tanning bed
Ooh.
and then ended up getting severe burns. And that's why education is so important. So I think as much as sometimes network marketing companies get a bad rap, or, you know, we get sketched out by seeing things in our inbox, the intentions are well, but just maybe done in not the right way, right? So the original reason behind having essential oils being associated with network marketing is simply for the education piece.
Right.
Because if you were to buy an essential oil that's citrus, or maybe something else that can't be diffused around kids or in certain situations or on certain body types, the person that's going to sell you that at the store or some random place on Amazon or at Shoppers Drug Mart, like, they're not going to know, they're not going to come home with you. They're not going to come home with you and educate you and show you how to do that kind of stuff. So my job is literally like to be your text support. You can text me, you can call me, you can send me a DM, things like that. So I'm there to answer those questions that you don't have time to look up for on yourselves, because we're all moms, we're all busy. And one of the biggest, I would say, barriers to people properly using the oils is simply not knowing how to use them, not knowing when to use them, how to dilute them, and how to make them safe.
Right. Okay, so in the safety aspect, peppermint is a no-go for kids under 10. What about pregnant women?
Yes.
Are there any oils that are not safe for them? Are there any oils that are safe for them?
So pregnancy is definitely a big mixed basket. And that actually reminded me what I was thinking of earlier. So peppermint for nursing moms is actually one that is known to help diminish your supply. So you're not going to, you know, let's say you're like, oh, I need a refresher in the morning. You're not going to drop a drop of peppermint to your tea or to your water, because that's going to eventually dry up your supply if you do that on a daily basis, not like a one-time thing. So a lot of moms that are ready to wean will actually use peppermint to help supplement that weaning process, which is really neat. So they may make a diluted roller and apply it around the, you know, more of the glandular area, not the areola.
Not the nipple.
Yeah, not the nipple. No nipples. I mean, I guess there's some oils you can put on your nipples if you really want, but we won't get into that today.
That's for another episode.
Yeah, that's
more champagne.
For sure. And actually, there are, like, without getting into it, there are so many ways you can actually use essential oils in the bedroom, and that's super fun. Like, that literally is a whole other episode.
If you guys are interested, leave it in the comments. We can bring Amie back.
Yeah, for sure. Valentine's special, or early for next year. But yeah, as I was saying, peppermint and a lot of different oils when it comes to pregnancy, nursing, all that stuff. There are huge lists of oils that you can and can't use. So I'm not going to get into those details today, but it's basically kind of like, as you move through your first and second and third trimester, there's oils that are okay. But if you want to be on the safe side, and just so you know, I am someone where I am considered more of a conservative oil user. There are some people that are like, yeah, put an oil in everything, on everything, or whatever. But I'm more like, you know what? There's a time and a place, and let's not overkill any situation.
You're using it to enhance your life, not to control your life.
Exactly, 100%. Yeah, couldn't have said it better. So with that, yeah, each woman is different, each body is different, and how our bodies react to the essential oils are different. So it's definitely something worth Googling, or if you have an oil community around you, or an oil expert or educator within your personal network of friends, or if you don't, give me a holla. That's what we're here for, is we can send you those detailed lists of like, hey, this is what you want to avoid. Something like peppermint, since we were just talking about it, is a great oil to diffuse to help with morning sickness, but it's something that you may not want to put on your body anywhere. So there's just so many like little different details like that. Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so basically what I'm gathering is you don't just want to pick up some essentials and go on with your life. You really want to have somebody to help you figure out this new terrain that you're going through. And that's another thing with Googling is you can get so many conflicting situations.
Oh, that's true too. Mm-hmm.
You know, self-proclaimed experts, people that haven't actually gone out and learned from proper resources. How to use this stuff, and they're just, you know, giving their own 2 cents.
Exactly. And unfortunately, sometimes with that network marketing territory, you have people that are telling you to overuse things, or
because they want to make sales.
Exactly, unfortunately. So it's really important, if you're going through Instagram and you're finding people, you're exposed to that kind of stuff, that you do your research, not just on the oils or the company, but also on the person that you're signing up with as well. Because you really want them to have their best interests in your best.
You want somebody who's actually passionate about it, not somebody that's just trying to make some money from home.
Exactly. So I would say, always err on the side of caution. Always be a little more conservative. I have heard horror stories. Another really cool point is no one to this day has ever died from essential oils. So that's great, because when you look at medicine, right, we can overdose, we can take too much, we can have negative side effects, and essential oils you can definitely overuse, but no one has died to date.
You can diffuse the oils.
Yes.
You can apply them directly. Well, not all of them, but some of them you can just apply directly to your skin.
Yes.
Without diluting them.
Yes.
Okay, but if you need to dilute them, you said there was a carrier oil.
Yes.
What is that? How do you use it?
Yes.
Tell me everything.
Yeah, here are all the things carrier oil. So carrier oils are basically fatty oils. So a lot of people get kind of confused between what's an essential oil, like is olive oil an essential oil? No. Olive oil, canola oil, vegetable oil, coconut oil, avocado oil, grapeseed oil, all of those are fatty oils that we are very familiar with. I don't know why I said canola and vegetable, because they are technically fatty oils, but they're not the healthiest. I think most of us know that by now. So if you are to get like an oil kit or a few essential oils, you're going to want to have a carrier oil handy. So I find that the 3 top carrier oils that most people have in their home are coconut oil, olive oil, and avocado oil is super common now as well. Yeah. So what those are is they are like fatty agents that the oils can bind to, and carrier basically means it's helping it carry safely into the skin. Okay. So some people's skins are more sensitive than others. I have a friend where way back in the day we used to like do face masks and exfoliants, and something that like worked really well exfoliating my skin made her skin like bleed. Like that's how. So yes. It's one of those things where if you know you have sensitive skin, just don't put an essential oil on your skin without a carrier, right? So that's just one of those like common sense kind of things too. So if you know your skin reacts to things, do a tiny little test and make sure you have a fatty oil to help get that into your system safely.
Awesome. So you have a website called Nomada Wellness.
Yes, I do. So my wellness brand is Nomada Wellness. My background, I'm actually a mental health and addictions counselor, and a lot of my like side business or other businesses from my past have been related to sustainability, fair trade fashion, eco-friendly stuff. So this is literally my jam. This is what I do. Yeah, thank you. So Nomada Wellness is kind of a fusion of everything that I've done, and it's the Spanish word for nomad, because I want to create wellness that wanders with wherever you are. And that's the whole purpose behind Nomada, and that's why I've partnered with Young Living to do wellness, because I want it to be something that isn't just a phase. It goes through, it evolves with you over time, and you can take it wherever you go. Like whenever I travel anywhere, I always have some kind of oil on me. I may not be able to bring a diffuser wherever I go, but I might have a roller. I might just bring the bottle and smell it directly from the bottle. Just wellness solutions that are readily available so that we don't dip into old habits or bad habits or those toxic chemicals and things that kind of seep into our lives at different times.
Right. So on your website, you don't just share essential oils, you also share wellness recipes, you share mineral makeup stuff, you share cleaners, She really shares everything that a wellness lifestyle encompasses.
Yeah.
So I'll put the link to her website and social media in the description below. And as always, you can find my social media links in there as well. And make sure that you subscribe, and I will see you back here next week.
Awesome.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I learned so much. Thank you. Thanks so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment letting me know what your biggest takeaway was, and share it with your friends. If you loved it, please subscribe, hit that bell to be notified of when I put out a new video, which is every Thursday, and hopefully I'll see you then. Cheers!